Hi, my name is Nick Mueller. I'm a writing mentor at Arizona State University. I'm making this video because it seemed like students who I'd met during office hours really benefited from having me walk through my portfolio that I created for English 105. And so that's what I'm going to do for you all here. So, first of all, there were some differences in what I was asked to do for my portfolio. Um, in that portfolio, we were supposed to talk about also a local issue, but not so much a group. So there could be a group, but the main idea was that it had to be local. We had to have a personal investment in it and also show how that related to the larger community. The issue that I chose was fibromyalgia because it's something I have, it's something I live with. Um, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more later. Um, as you can see here, I've got an outline, and I'm only going to get to about this much of it right now. So that's what we're going to focus on for now. There's going to be another video for the stuff about writing. Um, so yeah, Digication. There's a learning curve. It's less than 100% user friendly. So there is a lot to learn, and everything I'm going to show you pretty much came from trial and error. I saw elements in other people's portfolios. We were given some examples to look through, and I made notes on those portfolios about what I liked, what I disliked, what I wasn't sure about, and then I just started making some mistakes. So I like to say, and I'm not saying this to brag, I got like a 98.6% in English 105. So that said, my portfolio still has a lot of mistakes in it. So even someone who got a pretty good grade in advanced version of 101, like it's not 100% polished. It's okay. Um, and that's even after going through revisions, like there's going to be something because I'm human and so are you. So, next major point, how to do specific things. These are reasonable questions. Like how do I change the banner? How do I make this cool thing that Nick did where the font color changes when I scroll over stuff? That's going to be another video. What I'm going to talk about now are design elements. Um, the biggest problem that I caused myself was asking, okay, how do I design the home section? How do I design the About Me section? How do I design my pre-course reflection? And that was a little crazy making and frustrating. And I hope that maybe what I say will reduce that for you. Because once I figured out what themes I wanted there to be visually in my portfolio throughout my portfolio, that made it a lot easier. So right now I'm going to show you what themes I included throughout. So this is my homepage, and you can see that there's this pretty garden image. I'm like, why? What does that have to do with anything? But it looks welcoming. It's got some pleasant greenness. It's open. It's got an open kind of feel to it. It's bright. And part of why I chose that to have like garden imagery is to balance out how serious a topic fibromyalgia is, and to kind of balance it out. Because fibromyalgia, it's inside the person, it's invisible, it's no fun whatsoever. So I wanted to balance out that inwardness with like bright, pleasant outward imagery. And we're going to go over to my About Me page. So here you see there's another like pleasant kind of garden image, and we've got another uh, sort of mountain image. And you can see here that here's a mistake right now, and I had no idea how to fix this, even at the end of the session. Like, why is that? What's going on there? Okay, I don't know. I still don't know. That's okay. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to go over to. I'm going to skip the course learning outcomes for a specific reason that I'm going to get to in a moment. So here's my pre-course reflection. Again, mountains, and then garden. And then I also chose to have like a wood kind of background because it seemed a little odd to have a lot of awkward white space. And going back, this again speaks to the imperfections that linger on. Like there's no like nice wood grain background there. There's kind of some awkwardness going on there, and the same for over here, along with that mistake I mentioned a moment ago. So, like, see imperfections. So I'm going to go over to the mid-course again, like pretty kind of mountain image, garden, wood grain, and these things over here. These are what these are examples of specific peer feedback I received during the revision process. Initially, I looked at these in portfolios that I went through and trying to figure out how to design mine visually, and they look super awkward. But you know what looks more awkward? A really even longer column of text with, no one wants to read, and I don't want to read the super duper long column of text. So I found that while these can be a little awkward, they are far less awkward than having a super duper long column of text. So that's my take on that. You're welcome to try it out for yourself. I mean, like I said at the outset, it's a lot of trial and error. Post-course reflection. That is not me. That is not me. I almost reached the summit, but that is not me. Another pleasant garden image, wood, more sidebars with specific examples about peer review, invention work, and a bit from my pre-course reflection, I believe. And that's project one. And that's all the course reflection. So I'm going to show a little bit more about invention work so you can see how what you're doing now kind of fits into the overall picture. For me, this is where it came in, and I kind of it's 11 pages, so I'm not going to talk about that too much because there's a lot of it. But this is a place to show off where everything else came from, basically. So there are a lot of odds and ends and notes, and really almost all of it was assigned work. So we had an initial discussion board post where we had to list 2 topic ideas, and I included the one I went with, fibromyalgia, here. And then we had a free write, which kind of included, stakeholders. Who does this issue matter to? What's exigency is like, why does this matter more broadly? And then purpose. For me, that was like why I'm writing about this. I've had fibromyalgia since I was a teenager. Audience, we've kind of already hit on that early on in these invention assignments in 101. So yeah, I'm gonna get more into that stuff in the next video. So again, pleasant garden image, wood. balancing out the inward kind of heavy topic with the more outward bright pleasantness. Um, Rough draft, final draft. Yeah, I'll show you the final draft. Again, this is the whole final product. Again, you see, the pleasant garden image, wood, and then let's see. I'm going to show you project 2. Project 2 was about presenting the solution to the issue posed, or possible solutions to the issues posed in project 1. Again, I want to emphasize the invention work, even though I'm supposed to be talking about design stuff. But I think a lot of people in the class might benefit from seeing how, yes, like this does matter as part of the big picture. Like it's going to, trust me. So yeah, and I like making things super organized because it makes it easy on myself later on. I think that's a really underrated design element, is like keep things organized because designing from, and I'm not saying this about anyone, I'm saying that, you know, designing from, stuff that's here, there, everywhere in all sorts of different formats, that can be harder than um, having, point by point by point as much as possible. I mean, like even this is the result of revision. So I hope that helps. I mean, yeah, that's the best I can do with that right now. So that's about 12 minutes of me talking so far. I'm going to get into more about the writing section in this next video. Thank you very much for listening.